this computer. All right, guys, this is Jeff Gamble out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I wanted to welcome everybody to our open house tonight with MWR Life and Travel Advantage. Appreciate everybody for jumping on. Everybody is muted out at this point. We're going to keep this muted just so that way we can get through the information without any interruptions, because if I interrupt, I might have to start all over again, and that would be horrible 30 minutes in, right? So here's what we want tonight. Before I get into any of the information, we are trying to get the word out about what it is we do. This company actually launched in May of 2025 in the United States, although we're going to tell you its history. It's actually older than this May. It's approximately 12 years old at this point. But the goal of this is to get you the information, to tell you about what it is we're doing and how we're doing it. So that way, if you run into the right person, you have the ability to refer them to us or whoever brought you to this particular video, because I know people will be watching the replay of this. So to get into who I am and why you're listening to me actually do this video is, my name is Jeff Gamble. I am a traditional naturopathic doctor here in Indianapolis. I do own several businesses. We own 317 Holistic Health, obviously a holistic company, Meridian Street Realty Group. I am a real estate agent, real estate broker. We have about 10, 11 people now on our team. Solid Property Investors. I am a real estate investor. We invest in land. We invest in single family through, 4-unit homes, also invest in commercial real estate. And then my leadership network is a training company. So I say all that to say this is I am a business owner. We do make great money. And when this opportunity was brought to us by a good friend, I said, I always look. It never hurts to look. You never know where the next big opportunity is going to come from. I said, well, I will look and learn about what it is you do. And even if it's not for me, I will refer you and help you out. But what I can tell you tonight is I've never seen anything like this, that has this kind of payout and this kind of timing. I've been in the direct sales industry for over 30 years. So I've seen some really explosive ideas. And I've seen companies go from zero to $1 billion. I've seen friends of mine go from zero to $1 million a year in income. A couple of friends have made over $30 million in the industry. So I've been around long enough to see certain trends. And what I can tell you is I've never seen anything like this when it comes to the amount of money and the timing. So let's get into it. Why would you even take a look at another opportunity, period, or specifically this opportunity? Is number one, to make money from anywhere. Brandy and I were actually looking for a way to make money from our laptop, cell phone, iPad. I wanted to be anywhere in the world that had the internet and have the ability to work, because obviously all of us are old enough to have been through COVID, right? That whole craziness and the shutdown. And if your income was tied to anything that wasn't quote unquote what the world thought was essential, or the United States thought was essential, you were out of work. So I wanted an income that came in from everywhere. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for something that at least had, at the bare minimum, had a six-figure potential, but I actually look for things that are much bigger than that. Number two is to buy back your time. How do you get more time? You get more time by having more money and eliminating things that don't pay you as much. Now, I'm not saying that's your job. It could be a side hustle. It could be, busy work of stuff you're doing, mowing the yard, cleaning the house, blah, blah, blah. You can hire all that stuff out, but you buy back your time. You buy back your time. Nobody's going to make more time, right? Jim Rohn actually said that. He goes, if you go around asking for more time, people are going to look at you weird, because there's only 24 hours in a day. There is no 26, 27, 28 hours. Number three is to create more security. Obviously, that's a good thing. What is security? Security is basically knowing the income is going to come in regardless if you show up or not. To help other people is, number four. I think that's the fourth and one of the best reasons, because if you solve the first three, what else is there to do? Other than go out and help people. Number five is to have fun. People are looking for fun. People are looking for experiences. So this has all of those. So that was my checklist. It's the checklist I use against every opportunity I look at. So let's get into what this is about. We're going to go over these 6 areas: the industry, the leadership, the company, the products we offer, the compensation, and then the timing of this. Now, I knew a little bit about travel. I knew it was big. I did not know how big it was. I was very familiar with the coffee industry, only because I have several friends who built coffee companies, and that's $1 billion industry, $88 billion a year. But take a look over here at travel, it's 8.8 trillion. That is not only slightly bigger, that's 100 times bigger. 100 times bigger than the coffee industry. Dwarfs cosmetics, dwarfs supplements, dwarfs even the cinema. I thought, cinema, 77 billion, that's a pretty big industry. Completely smashes it. So here's just a couple facts about travel to give you an idea of exactly how big, like to put it in perspective. Outside of being $8.8 trillion, travel is 10% of the world's gross domestic product. All goods and services coming through, it's 10%. 1 out of 10 jobs in the world is related to travel. Well, that made sense to me because I was like, every airplane, every truck on the road, every hotel, every shipping container, it's all related to travel, right? United States is 1.9 trillion of the 8.8 trillion. So roughly 20% of the industry, 20% of the whole industry comes out of the United States. 80% of travelers use a phone to book all their trips. So this is something that you can operate from your phone. And then the average American spends about $2,700. What is that? It's a little over $200 a month, a little over $200 a month towards travel. Keep that number in mind when I show you kind of what our products are. Yanni Ajraf is actually the gentleman who launched the company. I would suggest going and watching the video he did with Jen. Jen is one of the number one money earners in the company right now. Had been in 5 months, 5 months total. She was May, June, July, August, September. So 5 months. Her September check was a little over $62,000. Now, I have to say that is unusual. That is above average. That is not something normal, but it is impressive nonetheless to be in a company 5 months and already be earning over $10,000 a week. That is no guarantee to anybody here. It's just what happened. She actually interviewed this gentleman and told his story. And I'm going to give you the brief synopsis. The brief synopsis is he was born overseas in a country that was dangerous. He moved to another country that was more dangerous. And finally, his family said, hey, bouncing around to these countries that are dangerous, we should go somewhere that's safe. So they ended up in British Columbia, Canada, which is pretty safe compared to where they were. And that's where he grew up. He went to school, graduated, became a investment banker, made great money in investment banking. And from there, after a couple years, he went in and decided to quit that to go become a full-time musician, which he loved. I mean, wouldn't it be fun to do what you love in your early 20s with a bunch of money? But he realized after 2 years he wanted a family more than he wanted music, and it's very hard to bring up a family when you're in a bar all the time. So he decided to leave that and look for another opportunity. His uncle happened to be working in Panama building condos. He flew to Panama. He started working with his uncle. He started selling these condos, making a ton of money, and eventually got his real estate license and built the largest company, the largest real estate company in Panama, um, without, having a background necessarily in doing this. So, I mean, very, very impressive. From there, he bought into a warranty company. That warranty company ended up turning into what it is he does now in 2012, launching the company. So, just wanted to give you that operation idea. He is the only sole owner of what we do. So the vision of this, or the vision he had, was to provide a global opportunity for individuals to design the lifestyle of their dreams, to travel the world and make wishes real every day. That's what he wanted. He's like, do what you want to do, where you want to do it, with who you want to do it with. So the company was founded by Yanni, opened in 2013. It was founded in 2012, but it really opened in 2013, operating in over 150 countries in the world. By the way, there's about 200 countries in the world, so we're open in the majority of them. Right now, we're serving more than 500,000 users throughout Asia and Europe. Offices in Hong Kong, the United States, UK, UAE, United Arab Emirates, and then we are a debt-free company. This is important to those of you who have been involved in companies before. We're debt-free with no private equity partners, meaning there's nobody else calling the shots. There's nobody else trying to pull strings or up prices to get their money out. Yanni owns it outright. So MWR Life is an exclusive invitation-only travel lifestyle community. So it is I'm just going to call it a club. MWR Life is a travel club, and Travel Advantage is a membership-only wholesale booking platform for travel. So it's the travel agency. So how does that, why two companies? Well, first of all, The travel industry, when I first saw this, I said absolutely not, because the travel industry is really made up of two companies, Expedia and Bookings.com. They really own the entire travel industry. Hotels.com is another big one. They have their own platform. But the two big ones are Bookings.com and Expedia. Everything else is a carbon copy white label of those two companies, meaning all of the other websites you see are really using Expedia or Bookings.com. So they're just a carbon copy of those two things, which means all the pricing is virtually the same. It's really all the same. Um, so what makes us different? Travel Advantage. Yanni starts this company, and within 5 years of starting it, he gets to 2018. They have millions of dollars set aside, and they said, "What is the best use of the money that we have, this cash reserve?" And they said the best thing we possibly could do would be to build our own wholesale booking platform. So now, outside of Bookings.com, Expedia.com, and Hotels.com, we now have Travel Advantage. Travel Advantage is its own booking engine. That means Travel Advantage has real wholesale pricing, not discount wholesale pricing because they sold a lot that's going to change up and down based on the month. They really have wholesale pricing because they have the direct link to all the resorts, condos, et cetera, et cetera. So the margin, right? So how is this set up? Well, the easiest way to put it is Travel Advantage makes its money the difference between wholesale and retail. So they're the licensed travel agent. They own the booking engine. They handle reservations. They handle customers. They handle calls. I just had a friend that's like, "Oh, you're in the travel business. Go look this up for me." I said, "That's not what I do. I am not a travel agent. I don't go look stuff up for other people." I said, "I can certainly give you the link so you can go look this up yourself. And if you'd like to become a club member to get our discount, you're welcome to do that. But I don't go searching for stuff for people. That's not what I do." She was confused until I explained it to her. So MWR Life is basically the company that sells the memberships and recruits people who sells the memberships to the exclusive travel agent. So what I'm trying to say is Travel Advantage, that pricing, that booking platform is only available to the club members of MWR Life. That's it. That's what makes us very, very different than everybody else in the industry. So what does that mean? Well, Travel Advantage has won all these awards and, partnership with Ticketmaster and eVisa and all these different people, the European Travel Association, the International Travel Association. They've won all the awards. Okay, so they're well respected. They do what they say they're going to do. You can go look them up. What do we do? What do we have access to? Well, there's the club itself, life experiences, life mall, artificial intelligence is built in now, and artificial AI is built into everything almost these days. But here's what we actually do. We cover hotels, resorts, flights, cruises, car rentals, activities, transfers, trains, tickets, and something called flash deals. Flash deals are basically the equivalent of what they offer to travel agents when a new resort comes available or a new hotel comes available. Those places send out special deals to all the travel agencies and say, "Hey, we're going to give you 80, 90, 95% off if you come down for a couple days, experience our place, and then go back and sell it." So it's kind of an exclusive thing. That's one of the benefits. That's one of the benefits of actually being a travel agent or working in the travel business is these crazy discounts on these new places that are opening up. They want us physically to go there so that way we can go back and sell all of our customers and clients that place. So what Travel Advantage does is they just go buy blocks of rooms and they offer it to us, which is super cool. So, what are our products? Well, the first product is basically what I call a taste. You can go out and taste hotels, resorts, flights, car rentals, transfers, activities. It's $20 a month. $20 a month, you get to experience this. Remember, it's a club, right? So you get the discounts on this stuff. Now, that one's okay. But the one that we actually market and sell is basically the one that covers everything: hotels, resorts, flights, car rentals, transfers, activities, the lifestyle mall. And I'll explain that here in a minute. Life experiences, which is anytime 8 people or more. Life experiences is really, or should be called, corporate. It's a corporate, if you have 8 or more people, you can call the company and say, "Hey, would you do a life experience, corporate travel for, this group of people to wherever you want to go." We also have trains, cruises, Ticketmaster, which is, basically the event tickets and then the flash deals. That's 120 a month. Now, there are points associated to this that I'm going to explain here in a minute. So, 120 a month doesn't vanish into midair or into thin air. It actually gets translated into the form of points, and those points can be used directly towards travel dollar for dollar. I'll show you here in a minute. We also have our mall. So the Lifestyle Mall, this is just a picture of the back office, brands, women's, men's, kids, travel bags. They have a little bit of everything, but luxury stuff is what they're all about. Everything from Christian Dior to D&G to, Michael Kors and Tom Ford and Jimmy Choo and, different things. I looked up this really cool diver's watch on here. I think it's like $1,500 retail. They have it listed here at 1,100. But our deal on it through Travel Advantage is actually 400. And because of the points that I've already earned, I can use half of the points, or a portion of the points, which makes that watch $189. A $1,500 watch, $189. Now, I'm not saying go buy the watch and flip it online for a grand. But I'm also not saying that either. I mean, that's something you could do, right? So it's just a way to make money, a way to buy really nice stuff at a discount. So we also have this thing called Turbo. So Turbo is a one-time payment of 250, and here's basically what it does. It doubles your points, which doubles the amount of spendable money towards the trips or the lifestyle mall or the tickets. It also gives you some guest passes and some other cool things. But the main thing is it doubles your points. It's available one time. It can only be attached to the elite membership. So you have to have an elite membership. You can add this on one time at any time, really. You don't have to do it immediately, but we suggest doing that. So what is Travel Advantage membership? What else does it do? We have a 150% price guarantee on hotels and resorts. So I was like, do we really have wholesale pricing? Yes, that's why we offer that guarantee. So if you go to another major website, Orbitz, Yahoo, Priceline, et cetera, and you find it cheaper, we will match the price plus 50%. 24-hour support, conveniently booking online, no blackout dates, which is very cool. So this is part of the example of some of those discounts. Las Vegas trip, we just went out there. I was able to go into the Fontainebleau, the brand new hotel out there. It was beautiful. Normal rate was, to basically $1,000. We were able to get it for $499. Here's Kazakhstan trip. Here's, Cape Verde, Mexico, Playa del Carmen, again, pretty solid. Phuket, Thailand, and then also Nice. So there's all kinds of things. So it says also for two. So you're able to bring another person. Very cool. Um, Travel. Okay, so this is what the website looks like. So when people are like, well, what am I actually getting? Well, this is something that you actually get by being a representative of the company. You have your own travel portal, hotels, flights, cars, etc. People can go on and look, but they have to log in to look. Why? They have to be a member to look. You have to be a member to get on to look. That's what makes us different. Now, what I want to do is jump into really the money. And this is why I took a look at the company. This is why most people are actually joining the company and getting involved outside of the discount on travel. We're going to talk to you about tax advantages and making money. So MWR Life, we're committed to maintaining transparency through integrity of all aspects of network marketing. So of course, there are no guarantees of income or promotion because I don't know if you'll do the work. We are independent contractors. You will be 1099 if you make money here. I expect if you work with us, you'll make money. Work and results, there are no set hours, there's no set schedule, and there's no set quotas. Educational resources and support. So what we're saying is we will train you, but you don't have to. It's not required. You can do it on your own, and figure it out by trial and error. Spending your money and losing money is a good way to figure it out. Risk of loss. I'm just saying, starting any business, you got to do your due diligence. Compliance, we're going to comply with all the laws. You can see all the full income disclosure at mwrlife.com. I would suggest going and reading that. So let's get into the money. Global opportunity, international events, advanced tools and trainings, lucrative compensation, recognition, and how does it all work? Well, there are 9 different ways to get paid here. I caramba. That's and people are like, well, I had somebody who's like, well, not everybody's going to earn every bonus. And I was like, well, let me ask you this, genius. At your job, how many bonuses can you get paid off of? My guess is they're only paying you off of one thing. You have no other opportunity to make money in most jobs. In most jobs, you have one opportunity. It's show up and get paid whatever the hell we tell you. So here you kind of can set your own. We have customer acquisition bonuses, fast start, personal membership bonuses, car bonuses, dual team, the builders bonuses, boost bonuses, presidential and rank. Let me kind of break it down and make it easy. First of all, if you sell a membership, you get paid a commission. Okay. So the $20 membership pays $20. You're like, how is that? I mean, I asked, how is that possible? How is it that they're paying out 100%? It's because the company makes its money off of the travel itself, the difference between wholesale and retail, and all the money that comes into MWR Life for these memberships, 85 up to 85% of it is paid out in the form of commissions. So they're able to pay out 100%. Why? Because it doesn't cost anything to run this other than the servers and customer service, which is 15% of all the money that comes in. Number two, if you pay for $120, if you sell a $120 elite membership to somebody and they're getting discounts, you get paid $40 up front. If you add on that turbo membership that's $250 one time, you get up to $80 for the elite, and the turbo combined is $80. There's a graduated scale that goes all the way up to where you make a lot of money, but that's what it starts out. Then you have these fast start bonuses in the first 7 days. If you go active right away, so if you get in and you go active right away, there's a timer that starts in your back office. If you recruit two people with an elite membership or an elite turbo membership in the first 7 days, you get a $150 bonus. Then the clock restarts. If it's 3 days in, it restarts for another 7 days to earn another 150 for another two, and then restarts again a third time. So basically, in the first 21 days, you could earn up to $450. What happens if you only hit it once? Well, then you only get 150. This is just something to get people rolling quickly out of the gates. Membership residual. So this is your own personal membership basket. We have team basket if we recruit somebody who goes off and does something, but this is just our personal sales. Once you pass 9 memberships, your 10th membership, you start earning 10% off of every membership that comes in up to 25. Then from 26 to 50, you earn 15%. From 51 to 100, you earn 20%. And obviously over 101 memberships, you earn 25%. Well, what is 25% of $120? It's an extra $30, which doesn't sound like a ton of money. But watch this. If you had 201 memberships on the book, so let's say you have 100 memberships above the 101 memberships times $30, you have $3,000. If you add that to the 10, 15, and 20, you're probably making $4,500 a month residually, just with 200 memberships. I have a friend. I have a good friend. I have a couple friends, but I have one friend in particular that he personally in a company had 10,000 memberships sold in one of the things he did. Just one of the things. I have another friend that had over 2,000 personal memberships sold. I don't even want, I mean, I want to add it up right now. Let's see. 2,000 minus the 100 is, let's just say it's 1,900 times 30. That means his residual income would be $57,000 a month. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do that. I'm just saying that's what's possible to do, right? So then we have a car bonus. When does the car bonus kick in? If you have 50 total combined team sales. If I come in and I bring in, let's say, Tom, Dave, and Dave, that's 3 people, and through the 4 of us, we bring in an additional or total of 50 people, that would trigger the car bonus of either $500 or $250 in cash. That's just extra on top of everything else. Then you can move up in the company. You can move up in the company and earn more money by achieving the ranks. I'm just going to look at these first 3. If you go out and get 3 people with a membership, 12 people with a membership, and then 30 people with a membership, what does that translate into? Well, at silver, what it translates into is $120 a month. So once you have your 3 people, this now kicks off $120 a month. What is your membership monthly? $120. So once you have 3 people in, your membership is now covered out of your residual commission. You now would not have a monthly bill coming in unless one of those 3 people cancel. You have to have 3 people on the books at all times. If you get to gold, let's say you have 12 total memberships Now $300 a month kicks in. $120 is taken out for, your memberships. You have $180 left over. That's not taking anything away from your other sales or other commissions or residuals. That's just the dual team residual on top of everything else. At 30 people, it's 450. Now, what's really interesting is titanium. If you have 30 people in franchise one, we just call them like it's two teams, but just think of you have two franchises, two locations, 30 people on one team, 30 people on another. So you're going to pick two captains. You're going to find two people who are two captains. You're going to put both of them in, and everybody else gets dropped in underneath those two people. 30-30, that'd be 60 people. 60 people on a team is more than 50, which means this would also trigger the car bonus. You get the car bonus of 250 cash or 500 for the car, plus 750 for the team, plus your residuals, plus your commissions. Guys, we're only getting that's the first three ways to get paid. And then it goes all the way up to, something stupid like $15,000 a day, which is 450,000. And just to let you know, the highest rank I know of in the company right now is Double Diamond. Somebody out there is earning $30,000 a month residually every month on top of everything else. The builders bonuses. So let's say you do recruit those three people, and on your fourth person, you sell a new elite member. You are not going to get $40. You're going to get an extra $10. You'll make $50 for that sale. Get to gold, 12 people. Now you're earning an extra 20. 20 plus 40 is $60 for each sale. $70 for each sale. And then titanium, now you're earning $80 just off the elite membership sale. If you're selling turbo 2, I caramba, now you're earning over $200 per person. If you're earning let's just call it $200 per person, 200 times five memberships in a month is you personally could bring in $1,000 a month yourself. I said could, not will, right? Because I don't know what you're going to do. At gold, when you have 12 people involved, if you bring in six people in a week with an elite or turbo membership, you earn an extra $600 bonus. When you get to platinum, platinum is what? 30 people involved. 30 people involved on your team. If you bring in 12 new people in a week's time, you earn an extra $1,200. What if you did that every week? That's $4,800 on top of the upfront commissions, on top of the team residuals, on top of the car bonus. Do you see how this starts stacking up to a whole lot of money? This presidential thing, the second leg, you earn an extra 20%. That's just stupid. And I say stupid, it's stupid money, right? It's all money is mad money. Because my friend told me all money is mad money because when you won't got it, you're mad. Which totally makes sense. Do not show this again. This meeting is being transcribed. Okay. These bonuses. So platinum earns you an extra $300 life experience, presidential retreat, Miami experience with the CEO. I kind of like diamond right here, an extra 15 grand, triple diamond, an extra 25, and then it just gets insane from there. We have all kinds of recognition at our events. So what makes us different? Like this is something that I get asked a lot. Well, what makes you different than everything else out there? Well, number one, we own the booking engine. Number two, we offer the best pricing and the price match guarantee on hotels of 150%. Travel Advantage is a membership only. Membership only. This is not available to anybody else. Like if you go online, you can get to the Travel Advantage website, but you are not able to look at anything because you're not a member. If you're a member, you can log in. Travel Advantage is privately owned. We have no other investors. You're not going to see a bunch of celebrities that they're paying. They're paying us instead of hiring William Shatner or whatever else celebrity to sell their stuff. We're getting paid. Travel Advantage is ground floor. We're opening new markets. We just opened the United States and Canada. Next year, we open Mexico. The following year, we open Central America and South America. So that is, I mean, that's as ground floor as you can get. There's less than four. There's right about, because I was heard the numbers very close, 4,000 total members in the United States and Canada, total right now. MWR Life sells the membership and recruits people who sell the membership. That's what makes us different. We are not travel agents. Okay. So timing wise, if you look at any opportunity, and let's say this opportunity, this typically in network marketing represents 250,000 people, right? Because I've seen this chart 100 times. 250,000 people. In that first 15 to 25,000, that's what's considered super crazy ground floor. What did I say we're at? 4,000 roughly. So this is the super crazy. This is when you get in and all of a sudden, a year later there's 10,000 people on somebody's team and you're like, how did that happen? The next 25,000, right? The next 20. So this represents a total of, roughly about 50,000. This is another 50,000. And here's the tipping point, the 100,000 mark. If you can get in before 100,000, you get to ride this insane wave as it grows. But here's when most people get in. Most people get in and hear about it 15, 20 years down the road, and there's already a couple 100,000 people involved. And here's what I was taught. The work that it takes to get to to get to six figures here is 10% of the work over here. You'd have to work literally 100 times harder to make six figures here as you would here just because of timing. That's just kind of how it works. I mean, it would be like buying Apple or Microsoft in the very beginning versus buying Microsoft or Apple now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Obviously, the best time to join MWR Life would have been in 2013, somewhere in Europe or Asia, if you happen to be there. The second best time would probably be right now when there's less than 5,000 people in the United States and Canada involved. So what does it take to actually do this? How much? Well, it's $100. It's $100 a year. I had to read the fine print here. Um, to basically be a representative to be able to sell our memberships. It's $100, $8.33 a month, right? That also, this number right here gives you the advantage to write off tax wise, to write off every trip if you talk to your attorney, talk to your, accountant and follow all the IRS, INS, whatever rules. Make sure you're doing it right. Make sure you're doing it legal. But that's what gives you the right tax advantage, the tax advantages is to be a rep, right? Next, you want to get active. What does that take? Well, that takes basically $240. You're going to pay for your first month and your activation fee. 240 you're in. Now you have $120 a month. It says 119.97. I'm rounding off. $120 a month. What do you need to do to cover that? Three people. One, two, three. That's going to make you 40, 40, 40. That's $120. Now you have $120 a month coming in. Team residual. Break even is roughly about five people. That's a break even. You paid for itself. Turbo, if you decide to do, is an extra 250. So here's the way I like to say it. It's either 340 or it's 590 to basically get in, be active, get rolling, get started, get the tax advantages, and basically get to the training. So what does it take? Become an ambassador, 99. Become active with a membership, get plugged in, attend Thursday. Every single Thursday, we have a fast start training that goes over what it is you're supposed to do, how to find these three people. What do I say to these three people or 10 people that you're talking to? How do I find people? Where do I find them? What do I say to them? That's what we cover at the Fast Start training. We're going to break down the comp plan there a little bit better. Get trained, set up a game plan with your upline support team, and then you want to get paid and promoted as soon as possible. Our goal is to help you get those first three recruits, three members on the books as soon as possible to cover your 120. But it is 100% up to you how fast you want to get started. So that is a really quick overview of who we are and what we do. Now, I said at the very beginning, do us a huge favor. I want to share with you what it is we do so you know what it is we do and how we do it. So if you run into the right person, you can refer us. Now, if it is something you're interested in, get back with the person who brought you here. They can get you their link. They can get you where to register, how to get your membership, and we can put you in touch with the people you need to talk to get started. Otherwise, I appreciate everybody for being here, learn about what it is we do. If you want to get rolling right away, just text the person, hit the person back who brought you to this video. We appreciate everybody for listening in and learning about what we do, and we hope to see you on the beaches of the world. Appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to stop the recording.